So if you ever start filming with a DSLR, a lot of people will say the first thing you should do is get a prime lens. So a kit lens is good all-rounder, so it can do wide angle and it can also do a bit of telephoto, but it's more one of those lenses that are good at everything and not really good at one thing. So they'll always say to get a prime lens. Now what is a prime lens? Well, this is a lens that can't be zoomed. It's only got one piece of glass in it. So the bog standard Canon lens is the 50mm 1.8, which I've got right here. Now, I bought this lens because I'm doing some filming in churches and old buildings, and I needed something that could keep up with low light. So this is what it's great for. An f-stop of 1.8 is incredibly good. This means that it can film in relatively low light and keep up, and you won't get a lot of kind of grain in your footage. There are three types of these sort of lenses that Canon do. It's the 1.8, the 1.4 and the 1.2. The 1.8 comes in at roughly around £70, this is what I bought this one for. The 1.4 comes in at roughly £280, and the 1.2 is, I think, £1,000 or so. So it's a bit more expensive than the two. So I bought the bog standard one, and I wanted to see how it worked. So I shall unpack it and see what happens. So this is the lens right here. It's renowned to be known as the plastic fantastic. This is because of the shell. It's just all plastic. The reason why it's called 50mm is because the glass is 50mm from the image sensor of the camera. So it will give if you have a small telephoto or whatever, if you zoom into 50mm, that's what you get. So it's quite a zoomed in lens, but as I say, it's great for low light for shooting. And it can give because it's an f-stop of 1.8, it gives some really nice kind of blurred backgrounds if you want to focus in on a subject. So the first thing you should do before you open the lens tool is to get a filter. Now I bought a UV filter off eBay for £2, and that will do perfectly. The reason why I've done this is because you can put the filter on the lens and it protects the glass. So if you were to ever drop the lens, it will land on the filter instead of on the glass. So you've got a wrecked filter which costs £2 compared to wrecked glass, which would cost 70, 80 quid. So that's the first thing I'll do. I'll get my filter out and I'll put it on. So as you can see, that is all it is, just a piece of plastic that will protect the lens. So that's what I'm going to do now, is just screw it on, take the lens cover off, screw it on, and we should be good to go. So what I decided to do before anything is I wanted to zoom my telephoto in. So this is the kit lens on the camera. It's the 17 to 55 kit lens, or 80 to 55, I can't remember. And it will, what I want to do is I want to show you what that looked like zoomed in before then I put this lens on, so that's what I'm doing now. Okay, so this is now the footage using the prime lens. I put it down to 1.8 and I moved the shutter speed up. So the first thing you should notice is, one, I'm zoomed in the same as the telephoto, but two, all of this backgroundness is out of focus and it's quite blurry. And you'll notice that if I move even the slightest, I should go out of focus. So now the photo I've taken with this, I really like. I think it's an amazing lens for the price. I think it's one of the cheapest lenses that Canon does, but also one of the best value lenses you can buy. So if you are getting into any sort of film with DSLRs, I do recommend getting a prime. Now I'll show you some footage that I've taken with the lens around the house, just filming. So from the footage that you can see, hopefully you could see that it has lots of kind of blurriness, bokeh around it. It was really nice to film with. I absolutely love it. So positives, it's great in low light, lots of fun to play with, and incredibly cheap. Really good value for the money. Downsides, the focus ring can be quite stiff, which kind of annoy me. There's stories of it loosening it up and things like that, so hopefully that will happen to me. It's a brand new lens, I haven't been using it for a while, but it was quite stiff, or when it got to the edges it was it had kind of a stiffness to it, a little, so that could get quite annoying, but other than that I really liked it. Other negatives, obviously you can see I switched back to the wide angle. As you can see, I am kind of about 1.5 meters from the camera, and even at that, you can only see kind of a bit of my face and stuff like that. So it is a very, very zoomed in lens, but so I wouldn't recommend it kind of YouTubing as such, unless you want to be kind of 2 meters away or 3 meters away or something like that. But other than that, it's great for close-ups, stills, amazing. Go out, get one if you're thinking about doing filmmaking or anything. Definitely great for introductory sort of stuff. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this review, and I shall see you next time. Goodbye.